Hey everyone, welcome back to Naturally Creative 101 and my first craft video. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can make this centerpiece and how you can get a double use out of it for the holiday season. All you'll need are the things around your house or outside of your house or at your local Walmart. Sticks from outside, an old sheet in any color you desire. I use the maroon one to match the colors in my house. Then you're going to cut the sheet into a large square and tuck and fold it around a small bucket. This is just an old bucket from the paint aisle in the Home Depot. I paid about $1.50 for it when I was painting my house. So I just tucked it in, and the beans and the pasta are used to secure it, and to hold it down even more I hot glued it. So this is what it should look like when you're done. You're also going to need ribbon in any color you desire, and a can of spray paint in the colors that you desire. So here I'm just looking for any imperfections that I may have on the outside of the bucket. Like right here I used hot glue to pin it together, and so I'm going to use my ribbon to hide it. So it's all tucked in right here. This is kind of where the two pieces met up with the square. So I'm going to use my ribbon to cover just that little bit of hot glue that kind of stands out. And you're going to tie it into a bow. Sides, make sure that they're even. And you're going to go over and under, pull it tight just like you would your shoe. And I double knotted it here so that way I could really focus in on the actual bow and making the bow look nice. This is a wired ribbon so that you can really flex the edges of the ribbon so you can make it look nice. Remember, this is going to go in the center of your table or off to the side somewhere, but it is a decorative piece, so you want your bow to look nice. You can't just tie it like you would your shoe and leave it, because it will end up looking kind of funky, and people will go, what the heck did you do with that? So here I'm just straightening out the edges of the bow and trying to get it to look very even and symmetrical. And I really like to recycle everything I can and reuse things as many times as I can. So this is not a brand new ribbon. This is a ribbon that I use for a costume with one of my kids, so that's why it looks a little wrinkled, but I think that it gives it character. So these are just sticks from outside. I have my kids go and collect them. I live in Arizona, so there's not a whole lot of character to the sticks that you find out here. So if you live somewhere like Colorado or on the East Coast, I'm sure you can find really interesting sticks with a lot of character to them. And these ones are old from last year. I've already spray painted them gold. So every year we add new branches to this centerpiece, my kids and I do, and we add a new color that kind of matches our house. So I'm just sticking this into the bean and pasta mix, and it holds it standing straight up like a piece of foam wood, but a lot cheaper. And don't be afraid to play around with it. I mean, move them around. If you end up not liking any of the sticks that you picked out, I mean, scrap it and go get new ones. These are just ground litter that you find on the ground off the trees. And that dry bean and pasta mix that is in the bucket works really well to hold them stable and move it around and stuff. So don't be afraid that you're going to mess up the centerpiece. It's really all in what your artistic eye sees and what you like. So here I'm just showing you how I add my new branches. These are branches that have been primed with spray paint, and then I spray them with the actual color so it takes. And then this is what it looks like when you put those branches in. So these are a darker gold brown that you see right there. And then I have my older, my gold ones, the solid gold ones. And so together they look really nice, and I've picked out some taller ones so that I can really give it some character and some different levels to look at. So this is what it looks like from all the different angles. And again, you could choose whatever color you want. You see, it's just the beans and the pasta that's holding it. And you could get it to match your house specifically, or make it Christmas colors or fall colors. Here's what you're gonna need. Construction paper. I chose fall leaf colors. Cardstock, cut into leaf shapes. I freehanded these, but you could also print them using a computer or trace actual leaves onto cardstock. Then what you're going to do is trace those leaves onto the construction paper. I use the cardstock because it's harder than the construction paper. It makes it easier to trace around. So here you can see this is what it looks like once you've traced it onto your construction paper. So this is just another shape of a leaf that that I'm then going to trace again onto the construction paper. And I did it on the orange, the yellow, the red, just to give it some different colors. So see, this is what it looks like once it's done being traced. And I even got my kids in on it. Put your minions to good use. They love doing stuff like this. Tracing, cutting, it's the best. So then what I did was just cut a circle around it, made it easier to actually cut into the shape instead of trying to cut it from the square construction paper. So if you just cut a circle around it and then cut out the actual shape, it makes it a lot easier. And just remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's a leaf. I mean, no leaf comes out exactly the same, and a real leaf isn't perfect. I mean, once it falls off that tree, there's pieces missing. I mean, you could really get detailed with this if you want to, but I just did just the basic outlines because I'm going to show you what you're going to do next with them after you have the outline done. So this is what it looks like when it's done. And I fold it to kind of give it that real leaf look. So I kind of fold it down the center and kind of crunch it up a little bit just to give it a real leaf look. So now you're going to need a paper clip, your scissors, and either some kind of string or fishing line. I really like using the fishing line because it's clear, it's see-through, so you're not going to see it hanging on the tree, and it's also a lot harder, so like thread is just way too thin and too flimsy to deal with. So you're going to unfold your paper clip so that you have a straight edge to work with. You're using it to make a hole in the center of this leaf so that you can use it, your leaves, like an ornament and hang it on your tree. So this is just the hole, and you can put the hole wherever you want. I put it at the base because I really want it to look like it's falling off of the tree. And then you're just going to cut a piece of fishing line off, or thread, whichever one you use, and thread it through that hole. So then what you're going to do is smooth the two edges together and make sure that they're even, and you're going to tie a knot at the end of that thread, or the end of the fishing line. So it's just a basic knot. I wrap it around my finger and push it through and pull it tight. And what this is going to give you is a nice loop to be able to hang it onto your tree, just like an ornament. So these are the ones from last year. We do this every year, like I said. So I have everybody in my family write down what they're grateful for or they're thankful for on each of their leaves. So I give them lots of options, different colors, as you can see in the pile right there, and then you just hang it onto your tree. So all the ones from last year is the ones that I'm hanging up right now. And I will even put it out just like this so that they have something to choose from with the ones that don't have anything written on it. So I always assign somebody to read what the ones from last year were, what they're grateful for, and then they have to read the ones that they wrote for that year. We all kind of sit around and talk about it, and then the kids love it because they get to go and hang up their leaves. So this is what the finished product should look like. This is what ours looked like when we were done. Now, you can take this Thanksgiving centerpiece and make it into a Christmas like advent calendar very easily and leave the leaves on it, or you can take the leaves off. I love to leave the leaves on it, and I just take some small ornaments that I've decorated, put glitter on. They're just little glass ornaments that I don't use anymore on my actual tree, and I've puff painted numbers on them. And so my kids love to take these ornaments and kind of count down the days to Christmas. And each day we get to hang one up. And so it's like decorating double the tree. So this is just what number 2 looks like. It just kind of, and you could really just choose whatever you wanted to hang up there. I mean, if you wanted to do, you know, more leaves, you could do that. I kind of like the ideas of the ornaments because I'm recycling ornaments that I don't use on my tree anymore, for one, and it makes it more Christmassy. And then you'll see here in a second that I also add other things besides the ornaments that I've added numbers to. So see, here's like a fake leaf from the craft store. It's just stuff that I had left over, and you know, I put a number on it, and then that would go up on the tree, and it really just gives the whole tree some character. And you could collect pine cones from outside and take your puff paint, like I said, and this will just give it something else to look at in your centerpiece. So this is going to go on a table. So you take gold puff paint, and I'm just going to write the number 9 on the flat surface of this pine cone. And I chose a small one so that it would fit on this tree because it's going to be a table centerpiece. So, you know, and that gives it something different. And you just tie, you could put a hook on it, you could tie the fishing line around it either way and put it wherever you want on the tree. So this is what the finished product looks like. And number 25 is just a little bit special, a little bit more special. I added different color puff paint, and it's just a different ornament because that's Christmas. So I hope you've enjoyed. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.